Soldiers adopting dogs or cats during wartime is not an uncommon phenomenon. These animals provided much needed comfort and companionship in the trenches and battlefields. Even Adolf Hitler had a dog named Fuschel during World War I. Or take Sergeant Stubby for example, a stray dog who became the mascot of the 102nd Infantry Regiment, and even had a movie made about him. But a pet bear? Who would be crazy enough to do that? Oh, of course it's the Poles. Well, I guess it's also not surprising Wojtek the bear enjoyed lighting up a cigarette and having cold beers. But let's start from the beginning. Hello, I'm Yuri, and welcome to Discover History. It is September 1st, and Germany had just declared war on Poland. The Second Republic had existed for 21 somewhat troubling years after gaining its independence in late 1918, but Poland was not yet lost. At least not until October 6th, when it officially surrendered, abandoned by its allies and the first victim of the infamous lightning warfare. And yet the fighting continued. The Polish government in exile quickly reformed the Polish army under the French command in the west. After Operation Barbarossa in 1941 and a Polish-Russian military agreement, the Soviets released many Polish prisoners who went on to form various military units which became known as the Polish Army in the East, one of them being the unofficially named Anders Army, led by, you guessed it, Władysław Anders. Units like Anders' army fought alongside Allied forces all around the globe, but the army we're following left the Soviet Union for Iran in the spring of 1942, and on their journey from Pavlevy to Iran's capital Tehran, the soldiers of the 2nd Transport Company, which later becomes the 22nd Artillery Supply Company, encountered a young Iranian shepherd carrying a peculiar burlap sack. Inside of it was a Syrian brown bear cub, whose mother most likely got killed by hunters. The soldiers found the cub funny and thought it would boost morale, so they proceeded to exchange the Swiss Army knife, some canned beef, and chocolate for him. After adopting the lonely cub, they named him Wojtek and took care of him, feeding him condensed milk from an old vodka bottle, because of course it's a vodka bottle. As he grew over the following months, he received fruits, honey, syrup, but his new favorite beverage of choice became beer, with a nice cigarette to help wash it down. He was assigned a caregiver who taught Wojtek to salute, wave, and even march together with the soldiers. He amused himself with soldiers in the camp by participating in their activities, like wrestling and boxing, as well as going for rides, at first in the passenger seat and then in the back after growing up. But his favorite activity was grenade practice, during which soldiers lobbed oranges, which he chased. During his alone time, he enjoyed taking long cold showers, eventually even learning how to turn on the shower himself. But water in the desert isn't exactly abundant, and his comrades forbade him from showering alone, except for one time, when he encountered an Arab sneaking around the Polish camp, trying to locate its weapons arsenal for local dissidents to raid. As anyone would, the saboteur got scared shitless at the sight of Wojtek and promptly surrendered to the Poles. For that, Wojtek earned himself unlimited shower time and 2 cold beers, and soon became an unofficial mascot of the unit. That was his life for a few months while moving to and from Iraq, Syria, and Palestine, eventually ending up in Egypt, where his unit was reassigned to fight alongside the 8th British Army in the Italian campaign. Only the slight issue of British transport ship regulations came up. The regulations forbade carrying pet animals, and Wojtek, as human-like as his passion for beer and cigarettes was still a bear, so the 22nd Company was forced to leave him and sail to Italy. The end. Just kidding. The Mad Lads officially drafted him into the Polish army, and Wojtek became Private Wojtek, with his own paybook, rank, and serial number. His salary, I presume, being spent on beer. No longer just a pet, he lived with the other soldiers in tents, only sometimes taking a nap in his special wooden crate. What made him famous, though, was his service during the Battle of Monte Cassino, a terrifying 4-month-long back-and-forth battle for Rome, which even saw 1,000-year-old historical buildings leveled to the ground. During it, Wojtek helped his unit carry ammunition crates weighing 45 kilograms and never dropped a single one. Haters say this is fake, but at least one actual account exists of a British soldier seeing a bear carry crates of ammo. He mimicked the soldiers and stacked the boxes, which normally required 4 men. And for his service at Monte Cassino, he even earned a promotion, becoming a corporal, and rather than being the unofficial mascot of the 22nd Company, they adopted a depiction of him carrying an artillery shell as their official emblem. After Monte Cassino, his unit went on to participate in the Battle of Ancona and later on in the final offensive in Italy in March 1945, during which he found interest in some more activities, like scaring swimmers in the Adriatic and stalking horses and donkeys. I'd also like to believe Wojtek continued carrying ammunition crates, but couldn't really find anything on it. Anyhow, with the end of the Second World War, Corporal Wojtek, along with his unit, was transported to Berwickshire, Scotland, and stationed at Winfield Airfield. There, he became a local celebrity and an honorary member of the Polish-Scottish Association, enjoying the luxury that came with that, having his own swimming pool at camp and unlimited beer. But never neglecting his companions, carrying fence posts as they worked on the Scottish farms. Following the demobilization in 1947, Corporal Wojtek was forced to say farewell to his comrades, which he had accompanied for 5 years now, and moved to Edinburgh Zoo, where he spent the rest of his life, often being visited by journalists. His comrades never forgot him though. They frequently visited and tossed cigarettes for him to remember the good old days. Corporal Wojtek passed away on December 2nd, 1963. Wojtek's incredible story is a testament to the extraordinary bonds that can form in the most challenging circumstances. His story is a heartwarming reminder of the compassion and camaraderie that exists within the chaos of war. Wojtek didn't just carry ammunition, if he even did at all. He carried the spirits of his fellow soldiers, providing them with companionship and a sense of normalcy amidst the turmoil. This heartwarming story is my personal favorite, as I've spent the last 6 years carrying a Wojtek-themed keychain, which I got in Gdansk. And honestly, I just hope I did it justice. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing and leaving a like. Thank you all very much for watching Discover History.